actress Regina King has transitioned from a cute child actress to a multi-talented Academy Award and Emmy Award-winning powerhouse. Despite all her success, Regina has dealt with a difficult childhood, a contentious marriage, a painful divorce, and a very public breakup. Here's the truth about her difficult relationship history. To understand Regina's troubles in the dating department, we have to take you way back to January 15, 1971, when Gloria and Thomas King welcomed Regina into the world. In an essay for a book entitled He Never Came Home, Regina said there were constant arguments in their home, a lot of tension, and doors being slammed every day. She said, "I was so embarrassed by the thought of everybody in the neighborhood knowing, or at least hearing, what was going on in our house." However, Regina wasn't prepared when her dad actually left when she was 8. With Regina sitting on one knee and her sister sitting on the other, her dad told them he was moving out. He promised them everything would be okay and he would continue to be in their lives. However, things actually got worse. Regina said her parents' actions during and after their divorce was very disappointing and hurtful to her. But what hurt the most was her father eventually drifting out of their lives and his weekend visits came less frequent. This was also around the time Regina started acting on TV, and her father was rarely there to show support. She said, "That was definitely upsetting, but I never spoke up about it. I guess I just hoped things would somehow get better." Instead, Regina began to view her 227 co-star Hal Williams as a father figure and would talk to him about all of the things she couldn't talk to her real dad about. At the age of 17, her father married a woman who was barely 5 years older than herself. This caused even more issues for Regina. She said, "That was a lot for me to process because, more than anything, I just wanted to be closer to him." Regina later realized how crucial it was to have her dad in her life. There were certain things about life that only a father could teach his daughter. Regina admitted she had to learn many life lessons by trial and error, especially when it came to dating and relationships. Throughout the 1990s, Regina continued to work consistently and had roles in hit movies like Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice, and Friday. She also opened up her heart and allowed love to enter. Around 1995, she began dating Ian Alexander Sr., who was the vice president of Quest Records. Regina became pregnant, which changed her outlook on acting and roles she accepted. She told Vulture, "I started saying no to things if the stories were too narrow, the kind that only depicted women as the kind of woman I was in Boys in the Hood." While pregnant, she began a lengthy audition process for a role in Jerry Maguire. She secured the role, which took her career to a whole new level.
What you gonna do, Jerry? Show me the money! Congratulations, you're still my agent.
However, she still had serious family issues to deal with. Her father wrote her and revealed he had Parkinson's disease. She and Ian went to visit him in Texas, where he was living with his fourth wife. Seeing him in his unsuitable living conditions made a pregnant Regina even more emotional than she was. Ian saw how the situation was affecting Regina and made up an excuse, enabling them to cut their trip short. Regina later found out a family member had been stealing her dad's money, and although their relationship hadn't been the best, she took a major step toward forgiveness by moving her dad out to Los Angeles. Regina's half-sister became her dad's caretaker, while Regina covered all the bills. Regina gave birth to Ian Alexander Jr. on January 19, 1996. According to Emmy magazine, she and Ian Sr. tied the knot in Jamaica the following year. E! News reported Regina's grandfather walked her down the aisle, and it was a bittersweet moment. She told the website she regretted her father wasn't able to share in any of her special moments, from the birth of her son, to her wedding, to any of her professional achievements. She decided to take some time to focus on her family. She told W Magazine when her son reached the 6th grade, she needed to be more present in his life so she wouldn't miss the important moments the way her dad missed hers. Sadly, her marriage began to crumble. The New York Times reported Ian had been cheating and was struggling with substance problems. In her essay, Regina wrote that the cycle she had tried so hard to prevent was continuing. Her son was watching them argue, just like she had watched her parents argue. She leaned on her mom for support. Deep down inside, she wished she could speak to her father about her issues, but his Parkinson's disease was too advanced. After almost 10 years of marriage, Regina pulled the plug and filed for divorce on January 13, 2006. It was a tough time, and things were about to get even worse. The National Enquirer reported the day after Regina filed, Ian returned to their marital home early in the morning, grabbed her, and called her hurtful names. According to court documents, their son yelled for him to stop, and Regina was able to break free. She ran to another room and called 911. Upon hearing sirens, she rushed outside to see if police had arrived, and this is when Ian put his hands on her again. Cops locked him up and took photos of the injuries Regina suffered for evidence. Ian spent 12 months behind bars and was released in January 2008. In an interesting turn of events, Regina was forced to pay him alimony in the amount of $375,000 since he was unemployed at the time. For the sake of their son, Regina made amends with her ex-husband and they have built a solid friendship. She was able to close that chapter of their relationship. However, just as she mended fences with one man in her life, another man she loved dearly came to an end. Her father lost his battle with Parkinson's disease in the summer of 2009. Years later, Regina was able to find love again with Malcolm-Jamal Warner, best known for his role as THEO Huxtable. According to Us Weekly, after being friends since the 80s, when they were both child actors, they decided to give love a shot. In January 2011, the National Enquirer reported they had gotten engaged. Regina denied the report but confirmed that they were indeed an item. That same month, she told Essence they had a lot in common, both being child actors, and they were being raised by incredible mothers who instilled good values. They kept the relationship as low-key as possible, but Malcolm opened up to BET in October 2011 and said it was best to protect the relationship by keeping it out of the public eye. But he added, "I will say that it's a relationship that makes all the sense in the world." Things continued to look promising for the couple, and in 2012, Regina told Parade magazine, "I believe the universe has a plan, and we probably wouldn't have been ready years ago. We both had to do whatever we had to do to be ready for each other now." Sadly, things came to an end in 2013, and a source told Us Weekly it was not amicable. Malcolm reportedly decided to call it quits because, quote, he wasn't feeling it anymore. The source said that he even asked Regina and her son to move out of the house they shared. The insider added Regina was heartbroken over the end of their relationship. Regina later alluded to Malcolm breaking her heart by revealing she had once been dumped on Valentine's Day. The timeline definitely adds up to when things went sour between the two of them. She told Us Weekly that after getting dumped on the romantic holiday, her ex still sent her flowers that read, "I still love you." Regina said she tossed the flowers in the garbage. She was able to heal her broken heart by the time she appeared on The Wendy Williams Show in January 2014. She told the talk show host she was ready to jump back into the dating scene. However, a couple months later, she spoke to Wendy again and said she had been so busy with work and friends, she didn't have time to make dating a priority. But one thing was for certain, she definitely wanted to be with a man who could hold his own in the finance department. She said, "If I can pay for us to go on a vacation, all expenses paid out of my own pocket, then he should be able to do that as well." While Regina appears to be single at the moment, she's definitely living her best life. She's a critically acclaimed actress, director, philanthropist, activist, and a loving mother. It also appears she has patched things up with Malcolm after he congratulated her on Twitter when she took home her first Emmy Award in 2015. In 2019, she told the New York Post, "I'm dating, but it's very comfortable where I am right now. Disrupting that means being in an uncomfortable place, and I'm not ready for that." It sounds like Regina is doing just fine, and we wish her all the best. Let us know your thoughts on Regina King's rocky marriage and dating history. And thanks for watching Real Reality Gossip.